showpiece on the Thursday afternoon of the Cheltenham Festival is the Stayers Hurdle. We've got a real fairy tale story in PAISLEY Park heading up the market here at 15 to 8. A horse that's a bit like Thistlecrack a few years ago, sort of not come from nowhere, but it was a good horse without being a superstar, and then has just put a string of performances together that have left people really standing up and taking notice, and winning races by 20 lengths at Cheltenham doesn't happen very often. And I think people are saying he's quite short at 15 to 8, but if you look when Thistlecrack did the same thing a few years back and went off and won at even money, you could begin to argue he's big at 15 to 8. PENHILL for me. He just gets the job done. He's a remarkably good horse. He's tough. They did it last year. He's won an Albert Bartley, he's won a Stayers. 5 to 1 is an absolute knock in each way bet for me. I will now be quiet for 7 minutes and watch you four discuss the Stayers Hurdle. You can go first.
I'm a big PENHILL fan. I've heard no news on his well-being or whatever, but I shall find out after this is over. PAISLEY Park to me has got short. PAISLEY Park has got short. The two I like are PENHILL and Super Sunday of Jesse Harrington's. I think Super Sunday is a bomb-proof each-way bet at 8 to 1, if that is your back.
Faugheen.
I love him. I love him. I think
I'm looking forward to you meeting my dad last night. I think that my dad likes Faugheen more than my mum, so you'll be able to chat about that. But
yeah,
do we think he'll run in this race?
Yeah. Oh, I'd say
100%.
Well, as long as his welfare is okay, you know, as long as Willie's
race forward, he's well.
It's the only race he's entered in. But I just getting back to that race at Punchestown.
I was going to say the race at Punchestown was remarkable.
It was remarkable. I rode in that race. People were thinking that he got a freebie in front. He didn't. We went very quick the whole way. I couldn't get in. I was riding a horse rated 150 odd. Couldn't get a blow in. Now could never get next to him, and he didn't even get it. Nobody got a blow at him, including PENHILL. So for me, look, it's not ideal. A horse that had back issues coming back after what looked to be quite a sore fall in Leopardstown, that he wasn't by any means done in. So, like, for me, I think he's the price. And again, just I don't know what it is about the festival this year, but there's horses going to come from the left field. I really feel there is, and I think Kilbrick and Storm. I just wouldn't. Looking at him last year, it would have been very surprising that he was going to be a chaser. He just doesn't seem to be built to be a chaser. He's by Oscar. He's won over course and distance. For me, he definitely has to be considered at 16 to 1. I know the prep isn't ideal, but he's coming from a serious camp whose horses are really coming back into form. So
that was a serious performance at the festival.
It was a good performance, good solid performance, jumping, galloped, and I think he's just going to be, he's better suited to hurdles. I do like the favourite. His style of running behind the bridle suits this. He's won around Cheltenham. He ticks all the boxes. But again, like, you're always worried with the likes of PAISLEY Park that he looks like that he's, when he really steps into a real championship race, that he's going to get done like Big Bucks was, and he didn't. He just kept winning. So whether, I think PAISLEY Park needs to be a Big Bucks to win this. If he is, you know,
he looks beaten as well.
He looks beaten, and just you're always worried about a horse that runs like that. That when he steps into the real classy race, whether that is good enough. It has been in the past, so there's no reason why it can't be now. But that's the only reason you'd worry about.
He's got to be an Ingle's
He has to be. He has to be. Yeah, because it's a very, very good race now, and you have the likes of Samcro coming back, who they say is back in order. You've last year's winner. You've a previous champion hurdle winner and a Punchestown Stairs hurdle winner. You have Super Sunday, who was second in the race last year. You've Black Up, who was a novice hurdle. Grade 1 novice hurdler. Like, it's a rock solid race, deep and true. Picardi's might be another one that looks to be running a very, very good race when falling at the last year. You know, it's PAISLEY Park.
There was a very serious word for it last year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and he was running an eye-catching race when falling. So PAISLEY Park at the price is the price are wrong for me. I feel, because as I've said, he needs to be what we're used to winning a stairs hurdle and an English Dreamer.
Got to go and prove it on the
yeah.
highest stage.
Yeah.
Black Hot Bill, who was one of my main bets at the festival last year, and I thought ran a blinder, and another one you thought at the beginning of the season this would be a real horse to follow, and nothing's gone right for it at all.
Yeah, switched back from chasing to hurdles last time and was disappointing.
Again.
I mean, you could forgive him that, but for me, he's got a bit to prove now.
A lot.
At this
You
level.
can't be going to Cheltenham
On the back of-
hunting with a horse you've got to forgive him.
Yeah.
And not for one run, you've got to forgive three now.
Well, that-
you know what I
well,
mean?
one run you will
can forgive
forgive,
one
but
for
no.
three.
And that's another thing about Gordon Elliott. I think now what Willie Mullins done with the likes of PENHILL and Q Vega and everything was absolutely out of the top drawer.
Yeah.
But for Samcro to win this, it will be without doubt the best training performance of all time, because he has to bring a horse that's down and out back up to the very top. That is incredibly difficult, I would imagine. Like, you know, it's okay. Obviously, what Willie does is fantastic. I would never take it, but to bring a horse that has disappointed 3 runs this year,
Stepping up a mile, you know.
oh man, that is going to be a feat and a half.
It'd be
now, I
quite
think.
good fun to see Samcro and Faugheen coming clear.
Yeah, that's not.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, stranger things have happened.
No, I certainly.
At the prices, Paisley Park, there's a touch of the kind of Sam Spinner about this from last year. He's very
Yeah, I
short
agree.
on being the form horse going into
and
the race.
Sam Spinner needed. You know, he was
Needed a
ticking,
strong
he was
pace and they went
ticking
too
all
slow.
the boxes all the
Yeah.
way through the season, but he just wasn't the horse to step right up.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, I would go for Faugheen at the prices because I thought he wasn't spent last time and he's 11, but after that win at Punchestown, everyone was like 3 miles, 3 miles, 3 miles, and they came back again, but back to 3 miles, freshened up. I think he's overpriced.
Wow, I'm looking forward to it more now than I was 5 or 6 minutes ago, because like you said, there's ways that you can put a line through all of them, and there's ways that you can talk yourself back into backing nearly all of them as well, I think. And the Irish certainly have a strong hand, and it'd be nice to see Samcro back running at the festival, the scene of his greatest day in the sun. Faugheen, another reason why the festival is so good. You see these horses come back year after year after year. So I will press you for your selection. Or Toby, I will let you crush us all.
Yeah,
Find
to,
a winner that we haven't mentioned.
no,
yet.
to be honest, I think you've covered everything. Well, I don't think I'd be able to add much to what you've all said.
Do you-
And do you know what? I
you haven't got
was
a
I was so Paisley Park sort of coming into this conversation, and
Yeah.
I completely gone back
You've got to
myself.
run it here. You haven't got to run it.
I don't think we'll be representing this one. No.
Toby will be out on the toilet cashing out of all this Paisley Park.
No, I'm still going to stick with Paisley Park because I love him as a horse, to look at and everything else. I'm still good. I'm going to stick with Paisley Park.
Paisley Park.
I think Super Sunday is the each-way bet. If there's serious Bacardi's money, don't ignore it.
Maybe.
Don't ignore
Faugheen.
it.
Faugheen.
Faugheen for me.
I was PENHILL adamant at the beginning. I've changed my mind so many times in the last 5 minutes. I'm going back to what I was really with. I'm going to stick with PENHILL, but a great race. Whatever you want to back, all the prices are there. starsports.bet. Good luck in Esdaile's home.